Hey, everybody. How's it going? Haven't seen you for a day and a half? Yeah, I just kind of needed to rest a little bit. Had to go and buy me a humidifier. I cannot believe how dry it is. My poor nose, it's bloody it's awful. It's really awful. That's the one thing I don't care for Colorado. It is so stinking dry here. Oh, I like Tennessee because of the moisture. That was nice. So anywhere I decide I want to be, I think it's going to need to have a lot of moisture wherever it is.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to talk about tonight is some personal stuff from my childhood, um, things that correlate between what happened in my childhood and what happened in Tennessee, and how I was able to see what was happening to me quickly, as quickly as I saw it. Isis, stay away from that. She is a stinker. Kittens are stinkers. I had no idea. She's my first real cat. I had a cat when I was a little girl, but I didn't take care of it, so I don't really remember. But ooh, let me tell you, cats were put on earth to teach us patience. I'm pretty sure that's exactly where that lies. Pretty sure. All right, so this is kind of heavy stuff, I guess maybe I'll put a trigger warning on here just in case there are people who have a hard time with this.
Yeah.
So trigger warning. Um, when I was young, I was diminished, oppressed, told that I was stupid and I was never going to amount to anything. And I mean, both my brother and I were, we were both treated like that, which really kind of makes me wonder what the heck's going on with my brother, because he was treated the same way I was. And yeah, and he's part of what's going on with me. So I don't know. I guess, well, I guess I do know, because you either grow up and you become what you were treated like, because that's really the easiest thing to do, because that doesn't take any energy, to change. It's just, well, I was treated this way, so this is the way I am attitude. It takes a lot of courage and a lot of strength and a lot of inner work to be different than you grew up. And that's for Tommy as well. Tommy and me and Dale, all of us grew up with the same kind of background, the same kind of abusive homes, sexually abusive, mentally abusive, emotionally abusive, physically abusive. But I was diminished. I was a very smart child, but I was made to feel stupid. Anything that I did that was good was taken from me. It was diminished. I wrote papers. I remember in I don't remember what grade it was, but I remember writing this paper on dolphins, and I got an A plus on it. It was amazing. I wanted to keep that because it was really an amazing paper, and I was really young for writing the way that I did. And even, my teachers, everybody in school was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so great." My mother took one look at it, and I never saw it again. I don't know where any of those school things are. I mean, nothing was ever kept. When I graduated from high school, she conveniently lost the camera. So there are no pictures of my graduation. I got pictures of my graduation from a friend of mine, but then they disappeared. I wonder where they went. I might ask that person someday, when this is all finished, if she still has pictures of me graduating, because I don't. All of the wonderful things that I ever had happen to me in my childhood were taken from me. They were downplayed. It was no big deal. Oh, well, anybody could have done that. But it was a special thing for me, and I knew it was, but it wasn't shown by the adults. I posted a video on Facebook today that really kind of hit me as far as it was a skit that was done as far as, being a narcissist and then having, a bipolar personality and, back and forth. It was really good. If anybody wants to watch it, it's on my Facebook. I, as I sat watching that, I thought, oh my gosh, wow, that sounds like my childhood growing up. It did. It really did. And some of my relationships in my younger age, in my 20s, sounded like those relationships too. Toxic. Everything was very toxic in my life because that's what I knew, it's what I did. But I started breaking away from it and started growing up and realizing that that's not the kind of life I wanted to live. And when I started doing that and I started wanting to fix things, that's when things became ugly. Because nobody in my family wanted to talk about what happened in the past. Nobody wanted to fix it, which I always thought was kind of weird. Why wouldn't you want to fix it? Well, obviously, they didn't want to fix it because they did it on purpose. They just wanted to play it off like nothing happened. It was just, I'm the one with the problem. It wasn't them. It was me, but it wasn't me. It was them. They were awful human beings to me. My hair is driving me crazy, y'all. I need a haircut. This mess right here. This mess right here. And I have this cowlick back here that Satan himself would not like that cowlick, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, so I grew up alone. Not alone, but a lot by myself. I spent a lot of time by myself, and I was okay with being by myself. There was no drama. When you're by yourself, you don't have to worry about anybody causing you any kind of grief, any kind of drama. I would leave for hours and go play in the woods or do this. I was always outside, always doing something away from my family because there was no drama that way. I didn't have to go back to the house and see my dad drunk and my mom fighting and, back and forth and getting physical, and stayed away from the house. Hell, I spent a lot of time with my best friend, over at her house. Summers, I spent summers away from my family just to be away from them. Um, so I grew up pretty guarded with my heart. When you grew up not even being able to trust your mom or your dad, I didn't trust my mom and I feared my dad. I was afraid of my dad. I mean, after seeing how he was with mom and beat the crap out of her, and I had my own experiences with being beat the crap out of, so I was afraid of my dad. I didn't want to do anything that got in my dad's way because I knew what would happen if I did. But I was bullied and I was beaten and I was raped, belittled, humiliated, embarrassed, lied to, lied about, lied on, and I was unable to fight back. I was completely unable to fight back because anytime I would try to say something or do something, I was hit or I was told I was wrong and stupid and ugly and I needed to have a sign on my butt that said wide load. And I mean, you name it, y'all. I heard it growing up. I had so many freaking self issues because of what my mom and my dad did to me and put me through. The things that they say to me. Oh. So when I started dating Tommy and I started seeing the similarities between him and my mother, every red flag that I have in my arsenal went up. Every red flag. Everything from the humiliation to the embarrassment to the belittling to the ghosting to, um, absolutely just ignoring me, you know, my feelings. Excuse me, sorry, my cats are being awful to each other. Um, you know, um, Not giving a crap about my feelings. I mean, I wrote him a letter about something that happened and how it made me feel. he never bothered to read it. And if he did, when I asked him about it, I mean, this was like a while later, like a month later, I asked him if he read it and he said no. So right there, that tells me that you don't care about my feelings in any way. If you're not going to read that letter after you promised me that you would, first of all, he said he would. He promised he would. But that's neither here nor there. The fact is that he completely dismissed me. And after growing up like that and going through my transformation, for years before I even moved to Tennessee, you know, this is where the lies of my mom came in to the people in Tennessee, what she told them, because I stayed at arm's length from my mother for a long time before I ever even went to Tennessee. She wasn't aware of my growth because I didn't tell her. Because I realized that every time I would tell her something, she would find a way to diminish it. She would find a way to take it away from me. She would find a way to decrease it, to make it seem like it wasn't that big of a deal. And I wasn't going to let her do that to me anymore, or my brother, because my brother does the same thing. He belittles people. So I stopped talking to them about my growth, my personal growth. And when I tried to talk to them about growth and, things, when my dad was still alive, we sat down and we had one last conversation. And dad said, after this, I never want to hear about any of this again. Well, obviously, we sat down and we talked a little bit, but it didn't even scratch the surface of the things that I really wanted to say. Oh, well, it doesn't matter anymore because I don't care to revisit it. I'm done. I'm done with the past. I'm done with my family. I'm done dealing with the toxicity. They're not welcome back in my life. I don't want them in my life. They bring no good to me whatsoever. They bring toxicity and evil and ugly. And after all of this, I don't know how they could possibly think for 1 second that I would even want them back in my life. And if they think it, then they're more delusionally narcissistic than I even thought that they were. Because how could anybody who's got a plot to be killed against you and taking your inheritances, how can anybody be like, oh yeah, just come on back into my life, yeah, welcome, come on in, let's sit down and have some coffee, like nothing happened? Because that's the way it always used to be, like nothing happened, because that's how I was trained. I'm just supposed to let it slide. I'm just supposed to let it go. It's just supposed to just brush it under the carpet. And that's the problem with most families like this, is that nobody holds anybody accountable. I held my family accountable and they hated me for it. That's why I was the black sheep of the family, because I held my family accountable. I hold myself accountable. Why wouldn't I hold them accountable? They didn't like it. Bottom line. They weren't going to be held accountable. It wasn't their fault in any way, shape, or form. They weren't taking responsibility for anything they did or said or whatever. And that was it. Well, then that's it. Bye. I have no more room in my life for you. So when I started seeing those same toxic behaviors happening with Tommy, that was so easy for me to be like, you've been here, done that, not going there again. I don't want that crap in my life. I mean, who wants that crap in their life? Unhealed people, that's who want that crap in their lives. Unhealed people, people who have a lot of issues. Those are the kind of people that want that crap in their life. Well, you got it, Tommy. You got exactly what you wanted. You got exactly what you wanted. You thought that this other person who I don't even know was going to be the better option. Well, now look, where are you? Where are you now? What's happening now? Mm-hmm. Good luck with that. Because what I'm hearing is that you might even actually not even be living in a home like with this person. I mean, you might be homeless, living in hotels. Sound familiar? Wow, amazing how things keep coming round full circle. I'm also going to talk about something that I was told. So there's a group of people that are talking about going on the run, and I'm being shown that there are a group of people. These people are talking about Texas, Florida, and Santo Domingo. Someone in this group, this is like the guru. Like this is where all of the lawyers and the doctors and all of the people go to this person here, like the guru person, to fix things. This person, this guru person, is sick, very, very sick. Like I'm hearing something to do with his heart, kind of sick for the things that they're doing to me. Now, what's being worked on starting February is some kind of recording, I guess is the best way that I can put it. Some kind of a recording that's supposed to like play low in like the background in the subconscious of my mind. To bring me to destroy my life, to make me feel depressed. It's just supposed to like this low hum kind of frequency that's just supposed to play somewhere in the subconscious of my mind, just constantly telling me that all these negative things. It's like a recording that just keeps playing over and 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 over, like the things that I was telling you that my mom would say to me, over and over and over and over and over and over and over when I was a kid. Those things. You're nothing, you're stupid, you give up, you're never going to get anywhere, this is just a joke, whatever they're planning to program it to say, whatever. But this is their next plan of attack, for the month of February. This is their plan to make that low hum frequency play in the back of my subconscious somewhere, so that I'll just give this up. So I'll give up and I won't keep talking about the stuff that they don't want me to talk about, because I'm bringing it all out to light. I'm bringing everything to light because they screwed with me. Because they screwed with me for no other reason than greed. Because my mom, because my sister, because my brother were all greedy. You screwed with somebody who was innocent and did nothing to anybody. I did no harm to any of you. And I just so happened to be a very prized possession of my Heavenly Father. And do you think for 1 minute that you're going to get away with this? Mm-mm. You certainly are not. You are not going to get away with this. As a matter of fact, it's my understanding that everything is falling apart. People are getting sick. People are dying. Things are starting to turn around. People are starting to see your lies and the lies of your girlfriend. There are grandchildren of people who videotaped, or not videotaped me, but voyeured me. There are grandchildren of people who voyeured me. Their grandchildren are now being voyeured. Sorry, but they are. Because y'all are a bunch of nasty human beings, and if you can't make money off of somebody outside of your group, and you're greedy and you're not making money and you have bills to pay, well, what do you think's going to happen? They're going to start doing it to each other. And that's exactly what they've started doing. They've started voyeuring the grandchildren of people that are in their group. That's what kind of people these are, y'all. They don't care about anything but themselves and the almighty dollar. That's all they care about. Sickening, disgusting people. So I'm being told about plagiarism. I have some poetry that I shared with Tommy. I also have poetry that has been published. I am a published poet. And I have all of that original paperwork, so I can prove that I am the original poet of those things. Um, so plagiarism, um, as well as perjury, as well as. I mean, let's just keep on going down the list of all of the charges, that are going to be coming up pretty soon. It's just ridiculous. I mean, y'all just keep digging it in, just keep digging, just keep digging, just keep digging, just keep digging, because everything you do just creates more charges for you. And see, there's my poet right there. There's my poet right there inside of me. So that subconscious hex is what I'm going to call it. That they're planning on having play in the back of my head. Destruction. Destruction focus. There we go. Yes. So there's a fake spiritualist that is blackmailing my family. See, I told you there's no honor among thieves. Oh, they're even screwing each other over. My mom and my family hired this spiritualist, and somebody in my family slept with this spiritualist, by the way, just so everybody knows, because why not? Yeah, might as well. Y'all are a bunch of disgusting human beings. You might as well add that to it. No morals whatsoever. So somebody slept with this spiritualist. Well, now this spiritualist is blackmailing my family. Mm-hmm. To tap me, to tap my devices, to tap my phones, to do, whatever it is, so that now 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 if anything comes about for the whole tapping thing, then this spiritualist can be like, well, it's not me, it's them. Yeah, it's crazy. There is the doppelganger. Her son is actually he's an older boy, I guess you'd call him an adult son, is actually helping with the spell work funding, helping finance the spell work being done against me. And they owe money to people who have previously cast spells against me, because now all of their money and their accounts and things are starting to be frozen because, well, because I told you, you all were going to fall into your own dang traps. And that's exactly what has happened. All along the way, you have every trap you have set for me, you've fallen in yourself. I warned you. I told Toad, I warned you. I gave you the information that you all were going to fall into your own traps, and you didn't want to listen. I'm being told about a prostitute in Nashville that was found dead, strangled. Believe it was in a hotel room. It was Tommy, because he likes to have rough sex and it went too far. That's what I'm being shown. And the Freemasons here in Colorado and the ones in Arizona are going to start coming up on the chopping block here pretty soon, because y'all don't want to leave me alone. And the truth about my ex-husband and his family being pedophiles is coming out, as you know, because I outed it in my last video. And I'm going to continue to out it. So you need to back off, because I am absolutely prepared. I am prepared to say whatever needs to be said, to say whatever God tells me needs to be talked about. There's a coven witches here in Grand Junction. There's the Freemasons here in Grand Junction. They're on the chopping block next. They certainly are. Y'all need to back off, because what's going to happen to you is the same thing that's happening to the folks in Tennessee. Y'all need to get on the horn and start talking to them and finding out what's happening, because it's just going to keep going. Some people in Tennessee are just barely starting to reap their karma, have barely even begun to see their karma hit, and they're already crying. And it's not a threat, y'all. This is not a threat. This is just a fact. Because I am a chosen one. And whether you want to believe that or you don't want to believe that, I don't care what you believe. It's a fact. And all of the facts, everything that I've said as far as what's going to happen, what has happened, what is happening. And it's going to continue to happen. There's more still to come. Court, prison, outing of the secret society. It's all coming out. So keep coming after me, because all you're doing is giving me more fuel. So just keep coming, because I'm ready. I'm prepared. Are you? Are you prepared? Are you ready? All right, y'all. I love you. As you can see, I made my sign. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. Where I am, God is, and all is well. Amen. All right. Y'all, love each other. Love yourselves. Please love yourselves. Take a hot bath. Make some hot tea. Do something that makes yourself happy. Okay? Drink your water. And I love you. And I will catch you later. Not wearing my big ring, but you can see my face. Bye, y'all. I love you.